Rochester. Great to be with you, all of you, on this important day. I want to start with some acknowledgments before we begin the program. I want to acknowledge New York State Assembly Majority Leader Joe Morelli, New York State Senator Joe Robach. Dude, sit down, baby. New York State Assemblyman Harry Bronson. Monroe County Executive Cheryl Dinolfo. City of Rochester Mayor Lovely Warren. New York State Department of Transportation Commissioner Paul Karras. Greater Rochester Chamber of Commerce President Bob Duffy. Members of the Monroe County Legislature are with us. Irondequoit Town Supervisor Dave Seeley. Trades Council President Dave Young. I think some of Dave Young's members are here too, it sounds like. Way to bring them out, Dave. Rochester Genesee Valley Area Labor Federation President Dan Maloney. Dave has competition now. Good. All of our friends in organized labor, let's hear it from you. New York State Department of Transportation Chief Engineer Wahid Albert. New York State Department of Transportation Deputy Chief Engineer Jim Flynn. Thank you all, and thank all of you for coming. It is always great to be in Rochester. You can't help but be bullish on Rochester. You are an amazing success story, and you have some of the most remarkable assets, and more importantly, some of the most remarkable people. And I have had the opportunity now and the privilege and the honor to serve this governor for 4 years, and I have been all over the state. You are an amazing, incredible, extraordinary region and people. And wherever you look, whether it's your institutions of higher education, whether it's your organizations like the Chamber of Commerce or GRE, Monroe Community College, or ESD's very own Vinny Esposito. What you have in Rochester is the best of the best of the best. And it's really a great tribute to all of you. You can't help but be bullish here. The governor's economic development strategy has focused on innovation, and you are the innovation capital of upstate New York. And if you think about, go on. The governor's investments in NextCorp, in the downtown incubator, in the renovation of that Sibley building, in the $25 million venture capital fund recently announced, in the data sciences consortium. Tell me an industry that's growing any faster than data sciences is in this country. Talk about establishing and growing roots in next generation industries. The American Institute for Manufacturing Integrated Photonics. You have over 20,000 jobs here in optics, photonics, and imaging, and hundreds of companies. You are the center, the research center of the United States in optics, photonics, and imaging. And it is a great, great, great place for you to be. You talk about lights and chips and power and weight and duration. The next generation of chip is connected to optics, photonics, and imaging. Digital gaming. You think about the growth of digital gaming and the opening just the other day on the RIT Magic Spell Studios. Data sciences. Data sciences, optics, photonics, and imaging, digital gaming. You have so many of the high growth industries right here in Rochester, and you've got the workforce here in Rochester. And the more I talk to companies, the more they want to talk about workforce. And you think about your community colleges, your research institutions, and you think about the Excelsior Scholarship Program, which is important to me in economic development, because in the 21st century, companies want to talk about, where do I get a skilled workforce? And we are telling companies, we have for you forever a steady supply of highly skilled and educated people in Rochester and across the state of New York. It means a lot. You can clap for that. The governor's approach to economic development leaves important room for downtown revitalization. And you have seen this. You've seen it in downtown Rochester, in the Sibley building. You've seen it as we have announced winners of the DRI, be it Geneva, Batavia, or Penn Yan. And you have seen it in ROC the Riverway, the governor's ROC the Riverway initiative. Because we are bound and determined to keep and bring back young people to Rochester. You see the governor's investments in tradable sectors of the economy, companies that are exporting goods and services and importing jobs to Rochester. Companies like Datto, over 200 jobs. Live Tiles, over 500 jobs. American Packaging, over 350 new jobs. Paychecks, over 600 new jobs. The money the governor has put into the Photonics Attraction Fund. You have a governor, and I have now worked with him for 4 years. More has accomplished in Rochester, and I think you would all agree with this. More has been done in Rochester in business development, in innovation, in downtown revitalization, in workforce development, in infrastructure, and in the cost of doing business in terms of fiscal discipline for this state and lower taxes. If you're an economic development person and you have a holistic strategy and you have a governor focused on fiscal responsibility and lower taxes and lower costs of doing business, and you add to that this kind of extraordinarily important in the global economy infrastructure project, then truthfully, I have no excuses left. No excuses left. We have it all. You have a governor who has given the economic development team all that it could ever ask for, which is why you're seeing such great results here in Rochester. Let me tell you a few things about the airport. We redesigned the airport's terminal building to feature a new shopping and dining options for travelers, including a Taste of Rochester restaurant. We built a smartphone lot completed in August 2017, allowing drivers to wait nearby. We added new technologies, including USB charging stations, Bluetooth connectivity for passengers to access gate information, and we've added state-of-the-art security technology like facial recognition and object left behind technology. The airport partnered with one of Rochester's most popular tourist destinations, the Strong National Museum of Play, to create 2 play areas for children inside the terminal building. And by the way, I also understand that inside the airport you can play Pong. Now, I have to say, with all of this, and it's probably a commentary on my lifestyle, but with all of this, with new Taste of Rochester restaurants, probably I could find some local beer, and with USB charging stations, I could just hang out here for the weekend, truthfully. It would definitely upgrade my quality of life. But we wouldn't be here, folks, in this amazing circumstance, in this moment, in this airport, without the extraordinary commitment of someone who I refer to as pursuing perpetual progress, pursuing perpetual progress. He's not easy to work for. Enough is never enough. There's always more to do, and that, my friends, is exactly what you want in your governor. It is a pleasure and a privilege to introduce Governor Andrew Cuomo.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Rochester. What a great day. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is a great, great day. First to Mr. Howard Zemsky. Let me edit some of his comments and interpret some of them for you. When Mr. Zemsky said the governor is not easy to work for, he meant that in the nicest way. He meant that as a compliment. But a little backdrop to it. We almost lost Howard Zemsky in the state of New York. He almost left us. He had an offer from Saturday Night Live that he was considering seriously. He has turned it down, and he is going to stay with the state of New York, being the champion of economic development and doing a magnificent job all across the state. To Cheryl Dinolfo, let's give her a big round of applause. I'm going to introduce her in a moment. To Vince Dinolfo, let's give him a round of applause. I know that public service is a family affair. When one person is in public service, the entire family is in public service. And the entire family makes a sacrifice. So I'm sure there have been some long nights and some long weeks. So thank you for the ability and the cooperation to let the county executive do the great work. Bob Duffy, my friend, I miss him very much. Let's give him a round of applause. We have our great legislators and Joe Morelli, who is going to be a former legislator soon, just on a different level because he's moving on up, leaving us behind. To Mayor Lovely Warren, who's doing a great job. Pleasure to be with you. A couple of points, because I'm really just dying to get inside and walk around. Bob Duffy was mayor, I was attorney general. We spent hours and hours talking about Rochester and all the potential that Rochester had, and the brain power that Rochester had, and the workforce that Rochester had, and the assets that Rochester had. And Bob would always say, if I could only get the state to help, if I could only get the state to do this, if I could only get the state out of the way, if I could only get the state to move. And I used to say, well, that's Roback. He's the problem on the state side. But, no, I didn't say that, Joe. I didn't say that. I blamed Harry. So, but it was the constant frustration. And I was attorney general. And before that, I had been the Housing and Urban Development Secretary during the Clinton administration. I'd seen all these states coming in with cities with all these plans. And New York state government was just asleep at the switch. It really was. We turned that around 180 degrees. And we said, look, for this state to grow, the place to grow is upstate New York. Downstate New York, God bless them, New York City is an international attraction. 50 million people a year come to visit New York City. That economy has been doing great for decades. The place to grow is upstate New York. And we have everything that we need in upstate New York. You just need a partner to make it happen. And frankly, you need the state to stop doing the negative things that the state was doing that was actually hindering growth. And that's what we have done. We cut taxes in the state of New York for every taxpayer. Middle-class tax rate is now down to the lowest rate since 1947. Corporate tax rate down to the lowest rate since 1968. Manufacturing tax rate down to the lowest rate since 1917. And we invested in upstate New York. We put our money where our mouth is. State has invested $44 billion. Our administration has invested more in upstate New York than any administration in the history of the state of New York, and I am proud of it. And the proof is in the pudding. You see Rochester blooming everywhere. The workforce is blooming, the jobs are coming back, tourism is going through the roof, the whole Finger Lakes region is doing great with tourism. We've doubled the number of vineyards and wineries, and that's a great tourism attraction, as well as a great business in and of itself. Downtown Rochester is humming, and millennials love to live in cool places, as Howard Zemsky loves to explain to me, because he thinks he's the master of cool, Howard. But downtown Rochester is so cool that it's hot, and young people are moving in. ROC the Riverway is going to really take it to the next level. It is. It's one of the hottest zip codes in the United States for hipsters, believe it or not, in downtown Rochester. And I consider myself a hipster, so I can relate to that. So all the arrows are pointed up. Don't take it from me, because the proof is in the numbers. When we started, unemployment was 7.7%. Today, unemployment is 3.6%. That, my friends, is progress. And the statistic I love best, we were losing young people for decades. For decades. You would come to an airport like this, and you'd always see the same scene. You'd see parents taking their child to the airport because their child was going somewhere else to find a job and find a future. And the parents were staying behind, because the sense was there was no future in upstate New York. The businesses weren't coming, the businesses were leaving, and you had to leave. We have now seen an increase in the young people up to 34 years old, a 13% increase in people moving into Rochester instead of out, the first increase in close to 20 years. That's progress. And the airports are key, because the airports are now the front door to the entire region. You want businesses to come, you want people to come, you want tourism, people have to be able to get there. And they want it to be a pleasant experience. You fly around the world, you see airports are now magnificent, what they've done with airports. They're no longer a place where you drop off and pick up. They're a place to do business, they're a place to entertain, they're a place to get a good meal. This nation has actually missed the bus on airports. We haven't built a new airport in this country in 25 years. In 25 years. We've missed the boat on all of the infrastructure development. Every president talks about it, none of them have done it. We're doing it in New York State. We have a $100 billion construction program, the largest, most aggressive construction program of any state in the United States of America. And airports are part of it. And that's what you're seeing today. This project is magnificent. It's beautiful. It's going to beget more economic development, more tourism. It's another sign of progress. It was a partnership with the county and with the state. $39.8 million from the state, $39.2 million from the county, $400,000 from the federal government. Joe Morelli, $400,000 from the federal government. That's got to change, my friend. That has got to change. What is that? They shouldn't have even invited any federal officials today for $400,000. I'm just kidding. We appreciate the de minimis contribution. So, 79. Oh, you want to take credit for the state money? I see. Good move. That's why you're going to win. $79 million project, and it's done. And it's done on time, and it's done right, and it's done with our brothers and sisters in labor. And in this age of skepticism and cynicism, when everybody is negative, and everything is bad, and nothing is good, and nothing is working, and government is evil, and politics is run amok, this was done by the county and the state together in a non-partisan, non-political, because politics does not come before government and public service. And we worked together, and we made it happen, and we made it happen in a way that everyone should be proud. It is beautiful, it is on budget, it is on time, it is quality union construction. It's going to make this region better for many, many years. I want to thank our partners in the county. I want to thank the entire team. I want to thank Mr. Moore. It's not easy to bring a project in on time like this. And I want to thank especially the county executive who worked very, very hard to make today a reality. Let's bring her up, County Executive Cheryl Dinolfo.
Well, good morning, Rochester. What a day to be in Rochester, don't you agree? So I got to tell you, it's really hard to believe that 554 days ago, on April 25th of 2017, we broke ground on this transformational project. And you know, last year I said to my team, fasten your seatbelts, hang on to your seats, because boy, we're gonna take off. And I'll tell you what, folks, not only did we take off, we just soared way above anyone's wildest expectations. We are reaching new heights in Monroe County. There is no doubt that this project is moving our community forward. So let's talk a little bit about it. 10,000 permanent jobs are supported by this airport, and this project is bringing us into the future, into the next generation. Let me start also by acknowledging and thanking our Governor, Andrew Cuomo, for providing $40 million in state funding matched by the county to bring us here to today. So I was thinking about the times that the governor has been here in Rochester, and certainly I am thankful for his support of our airport project. But looking back over the last year, we've been together in more challenging times with windstorms and flooding, and it sure is great to be here to celebrate this wonderful opportunity here in the county of Monroe. The governor of the state of New York, Andrew Cuomo. But I have to tell a little story. So more importantly, I'm also grateful for the governor's trust that he placed in me and my team to see this renovation project through. I'm thinking back to a very specific meeting that we had in Albany with the governor and all the rest of the airports that were going to undergo some transformational work. And so we were sitting all together at the very beginning stages of the project. He's nodding and smiling. We remember that meeting well. So at that meeting, we had an opportunity to provide the governor with updates on all of the projects throughout New York State. And my partners throughout the state were giving him updates, and when my turn came, I looked at him and he looked at me, and I said, "Governor, we've got this." And he said, "No, Cheryl, I knew that. So we're here today." I said, we got it done, and I'm very proud to have partnered with the state of New York on this great project. Let's give him another round of applause. Well, speaking about partners, so many people have to be acknowledged, and I know that we all are eager to get inside, but this is really a great day of celebration in Monroe County. And I want to say a big thank you to a number of people who are here, but let me start by thanking the community, the residents of the County of Monroe, for supporting this kind of project, for giving us shout-outs and props all along the way, and for being patient during the construction phase. This is something that a community can be proud of. So to all of the 750,000 residents of the County of Monroe, we say thank you. And to my partners in the county legislature, to President Joe Carbone, Majority Leader Brian Marionetti, Minority Leader Cindy Kelly, and all of the county legislators who are here and who voted yes unanimously for this project, I want to say thank you. You saw the vision, you saw the need, and we got it done. To our county legislature. You know, and I've got to tell you that Monroe County knows how to get things done by working together on all levels of government. And I say this all the time. You know, we're here to serve the public. We're here to work together as a team to get things done. And we have an incredible, incredible team in Monroe County. And I want to say thank you to one of my partners in government, my friend, Lovely Warren, the mayor of the city of Rochester. Thank you for supporting this project. Let's give her a round of applause. And to Senator Rich Funke, Senator Joe Roebuck, Harry Bronson, and also to State Assemblyman Joe Morelli as well. Thank you for your whole team in the state supporting our project and being cheerleaders for Monroe County. Thank you, folks. To the Finger Lakes Regional Economic Development Council, I know that the governor gave props to Bob Duffy, but I had to say, Bob, I'm glad you're here, but you know, you also have a tie that's representative of our canopy. Nice and colorful. Thanks for bringing it on home for us. Thank you to Bob Duffy and everybody on the team. Our interim airport director, Andy Moore, let me just say, I have an incredible team, and everybody comes to work every day wanting to make a difference. But this gentleman is really a public servant. He has given it his all throughout this project and throughout all of his years in public service. Andy, from me to you, on behalf of a grateful County of Monroe, not only did you keep the airport running on time, things ran smoothly through this transformational 15-month project. No one does it better than Andy Moore. Thank you, Andy. We have an incredible team here at the airport as well, and Andy has a great team. A number of folks who are here today, they're all here, that I want to say thank you to. Let me start with Bill Johnson, and whenever I talk about Bill, he says, please don't embarrass me, Cheryl. But Bill, I got to do it one last time because he is unbelievable. He's the project manager for the county airport. Many times I'm here late at night coming back from a business meeting, and there's Bill Johnson. He's there morning, noon, night, morning, noon, night. And last night we were here together, and this is really the crux of Bill. His wife calls him, Suzanne. And I hear them, and she's yapping away. Are you coming home? No, I'm not coming home. Why aren't you coming home? I'm here at the airport. I know, I know. So what does he do? He gives me the phone. He says, here, talk to my wife. So, Bill, thank you for that. You know, I happen to have the same conversations with my husband. Where are you? When are you coming home? So this is what I did. Since I haven't seen my husband in so long, I asked if he wanted to have a date, and he's here today at the airport, so. So a piece of advice, Bill, November 1st, you know, it's tomorrow. How about you take the day off and take your wife out? To the rest of the team, Jen Hanrahan, Gary Gaskin, Tim Wolstead, and the entire Airport Authority, led by Chairman Bazana, thank you again for supporting this airport. Great teamwork. Our project managers, so many of you are here. Let me just take an opportunity to tell you how proud I am of the work that has been done by the contractors from this community. You know, it's not just about the airport. We've got this great project here, but we're also engaged in a very robust project out at the zoo. And many of the contractors and the skilled tradesmen and women have been engaged in these incredible projects. And I often said, oh my gosh, I hope we have enough talent to go around. But you know what? We've got a lot of talent in Monroe County. We've got it done, and I really appreciate it. Let me thank LaChase for being here, our LaChase Construction, certainly led by the one and only Wayne LaChase, does a wonderful job leading a great company. To his representatives here, Bill Goodrich, Will Mack, and Terry Van Sluten, thank you guys for the great job that you're doing here and throughout our community. To our friends at Passero, Steve Truby, Gary Topping, and John Caruso are here. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for the great work here at the airport. Design is wonderful. And Fabio Benedana is here from CHA, who also helped us with the design phase. Fabio, thank you so much, and your team, wonderful. Ramsey Constructor, Schindler Escalator, Schuler Haas, SCI Design is here as well. Fabritech, the makers of the canopy, Todd Scholl is here. Steve General Contractors as well. 64 contractors in total, working day and night for months on end. Let's give it up for the men and women who have been here doing a wonderful job. I want to thank my team as well for their patience in seeing this project through. I know that Deputy County Executive and veteran Tom Van Stridunk, serving our country, now serving our community here. He was out here every week with Bill Napier, Assistant County Executive, making sure that the project was on time and on budget. Thank you guys for your great work. We appreciate it. Mike Molinari and Jesse Sleezer and team, thanks guys for holding the fort down at home. I can't do it without you. And last but not least, Don Crum was on site. We brought our legal team in. I saw that he has a nameplate outside of Andy's office. I think he's a permanent fixture, but you're coming back, Don, so thank you for the great work that you've done. You know, we've heard a lot about what the airport is doing for Monroe County. And let me just say a few pieces about what I think the airport is doing for Monroe County. A couple of things that I think are incredibly important. You know what? We look out and we talk about economic development. We talk about jobs. We talk about stronger families. And you know what? We have to look at the investment that we're making in Monroe County, because those investments, like the investment here today, is about investing in people. This project alone, think about this, 882 men and women were able to work on this project. They're supporting their families, they're investing in our community, they're strengthening their families, they're strengthening our economy. These are engineers, architects, graphic designers, sheet metal workers, plumbers, electricians, painters, carpenters, you name it, day in, day out, they were here using their crafts, using their skills to make this airport even better. This airport belongs to them as well. Let's hear it for the men and women who worked here. You know, we've heard about all the large companies that helped on this project, and you know what? Small business is the backbone of our economy. I think you all know that. And I want to highlight two fabulous smaller companies that worked on this project. Graco, which is based out of Rush, They were our lead carpenter, and they built all of the countertops custom made right here in Monroe County. So let's hear it for them. And how about Bolter Industries? So they're in Webster, and they actually help with the steel installation of the canopies. So the folks from Bolter are local companies. Thanks, guys, for a job well done. There's something I'm especially proud of. This airport project was a part of our agreement with our labor unions, and this is a PLA agreement here. I want you to know, everybody, $500,000 in savings with our PLA agreement. And I can't, we can certainly applaud for that. And I want to especially thank Dave Young for his cooperation and his work. We work hand in hand together. We sat down at the beginning of this project. We said, let's just get that done. And Dave was there every step of the way with the men and women union strong. Let's hear it for them. So the airport, we talked about all the great things and who got us here. But you know what? The is an economic driver in and of itself. It sustains 10,000 jobs in the county of Monroe, whether it's CEOs who are traveling in and out, whether it's our residents, visitors who are coming here. It is a focal point of this community. And you know what? I got to tell you what, during this construction phase, I cannot tell you how many people have come in, new companies, and said, Cheryl, what's going on with the airport? It is fabulous. It says volumes, speaks volumes about what's happening in Monroe County. They are looking to invest because they know what we know. This is the place to be. And with this renovation, not only are we seeing things happening here, we're seeing our tourism dollars increasing, we're seeing our job opportunities increasing. We've seen a 7% increase in passengers who are using our airport. Over 100,000 more people are traveling in and out of this airport because you know what? It was good. It's better now, and the best is yet to come. I know you've heard a lot about the project because you're going to go inside in a minute. It's getting a little chilly, but I want to talk a little bit about the canopy and some of the things you're going to see. So the canopy, I know it's the focal point of the airport because it's the most visible, but you want to hear something really cool? How many tons of steel are in this airport canopy? I'll tell you. 1,300 tons of good old American-made steel. Isn't that awesome? So we know the canopy helps protect people from the elements, and that's sure true, but there's other highlights that I really want to point out for just a minute. There's solar panels here, LED lighting, there's a rainfall collection area, so we're all about making sure that the generations ahead of us have a good life here. It's also about our security system. And I got to tell you that unfortunately we live in times that are changed a little bit. So the enhanced security features like facial recognition software and object left behind technology are part of this canopy as well. Great improvements, first of its kind in this country. I am so darn proud, aren't you? So this road that we're on is called the A Roadway, And you know, from now on, I think we're gonna call it the A++ roadway because of this canopy and the great attraction that we have here. It's the wow factor. It really is the wow factor. It's the front door, as the governor said. We've been saying this from the beginning of the project because it speaks volumes about what we know. This is a place of vibrancy, excitement, good things happen in Rochester. And when people land, we want them to know what we know. It's a place to be, it's a place to set your roots, grow your family, and grow your businesses. When you get a chance to come inside, you're gonna see all the improvements as well. Take your time, take a look at our new security checkpoint. Really fabulous, great signage, plenty of places to plug in your electronics. I know Howard wants to take up residency, drinking beer and plugging in his electronics. I'm gonna charge you rent, Howard. But no, you can come back anytime you want. Our security area to get into the airport area, wider, bigger, more efficient, great opportunities for people to get in easily. The food opportunities, you know, lots of good things to eat. Taste of Rochester. Why do we have Taste of Rochester? You know what? We want people who come to Rochester to experience a little bit about Rochester so that they'll like it even better. Then they'll go out and visit all of our great restaurants in the city of Rochester as well. Strong Museum, oh my gosh, what a great opportunity. Partnering with the Strong Museum, I know that the CEO is here. Why did we do this? Well, we want people to have fun at the airport, right? But again, it's about getting people interested in what is cool and happening in Rochester. And so thank you to the Strong Museum for being here. Let's hear it for them. How about the technology? So for our hearing impaired residents and visitors here, you know, we wanted to make sure that we have the best access possible. So our hearing loop technology is here for folks to have greater access and better communication inside the airport. A little plug on this, it was award-winning, nationally recognized, so we're very excited about that. Nonverbal queuing lights. So this is a little trick, I love this. So when you're waiting at your gate, you know how people, you usually sit at the gate, you just wait there and say, is my plane gonna come? You don't have to do that anymore. We have verbal and nonverbal queuing so that you can go out and explore the airport, and you can come to your gate when you're ready to do that. Spend some money because sales tax revenue is a good thing. Right, Governor? So it's all good. Monroe County is good. Things are going well here. This airport, a driver of tourism, a driver of the economy, a supporter of families, all happening here at the County of Monroe. You know, guys, we hear the planes taking off and landing behind us. As I said before, we are soaring to even higher heights in the County of Monroe. We are setting the bar for this state. We're making it happen in Monroe County. We are so thrilled to be here today. Today is about stronger families, stronger budgets, stronger communities, and driving the economic engine here in the County of Monroe. God bless everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, folks.